Hello vinyl community, enthusiasts and lovers of all things vinyl. Welcome back to my channel, and my name is Timothy Capetto. Thank you guys, that's all. First thing I gotta say is thank you guys so very much. I want to say a special thank you to DJ Legion. I will put a link in the description for his channel so you can check him out. Thank you, sir, so very much for your love and support, and everyone that has come along from his recommendation to check out my channel. As of yesterday, I was at 3 subscribers now. As of this morning waking up, I'm at 26 subscribers, going strong. And thank you, sir, for what you did. And everyone, thank you very much for subscribing to this channel. I probably will say this a lot in my videos, but it's true. The VC community is the best community on YouTube. And I mean that wholeheartedly. So let's get into it today. As you guys saw in the description, we are going to be talking about a whole stack full of records here, actually, about my finds that I got in March 2017. So let's just get this thing rolling. We got a few 7-inch records here, as you probably saw standing there. The first one is from the Bangles, and this is, as of right now, the only Bangles 7-inch I have, or any of their music for that matter. This is one band that I was kind of not super familiar with. I have heard one of their songs, although it eludes me right now which song it is, so that doesn't help too much. But the songs on this album is In Your Room, and let's see here. Yeah, In Your Room and Belly Jar is the other song. And since I pulled that out, you can see me through there. This is the way the record looks like. This and a few of the other records I got from a local record shop in Montrose, Colorado. So if anybody's watching from Montrose, Colorado, I got this from one of your record shops. So that is the first one. I will say I highly enjoyed that. I spent that one a couple times so far, and I really enjoyed the Bangles sound. It's rockin', the vocals are sweet but punchy. It's awesome. Next one here is Star Wars. It's the same on both sides there, but this was another find from that same record shop, and I must say this was a find. I am a Star Wars fanatic, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are Star Wars fans as well. But this is basically, some of you might even recognize this and have it in your collection possibly, but this is basically a story telling the story of Star Wars. Super awesome. I was just sitting there geeking out the night I was listening to it, and my girlfriend's like, oh my gosh. But this was an amazing find. Super happy to have that in my collection. One of the other 7-inch singles I got from that shop was these guys right here, the Redliners, which I assumed was a local band, maybe around the Montrose area, or maybe not. Maybe they came through and somebody got their album there. But the album is called the Redliners, and I thought this was pretty clever. Pop, grunge, and whatever. This was kind of an interesting record. They have a song on here on this side called The Fakes, and then Just Tonight. I only listened to this guy once, so it does elude me exactly. Their sound is kind of pop and punky, as they mention, from what I remember. But the song Fake stands out in my mind. The very beginning was kind of interesting. It had a little a snippet of somebody, an interview, or somebody saying, "Shame on you, Mr. Bush," or something like, or Mr. President, or so they said Bush was in there somewhere. President Bush's name was thrown in there, so I don't know if they're directly trying to attack the president at that time or what, but who knows, you know, whatever. But next up, this is a lot of records. I'm actually going to probably split this into 2 videos, so be prepared for that. Excuse me. This next one is Dean Martin, which amazing gentleman here. I know him the most from him hanging out with Jerry Lewis, which was and is still to this day an amazing comedian. He's going strong in his 90s. But Dean Martin, this album is Remember Me, and then I'm the One Who Loves You. Has a lot of great songs on here. I must say, other than some TV special things that I saw him on. Of course, they were reruns by the time I came along. He he's an amazing vocalist. He's in there with a lot of the greats like Frank Sinatra and things like that, in my opinion. Great vocalist, great backing band. And some of the... I listened to this guy, I think, once. So, again, some of this... I know the sound, but let's see here. King of the Road. Yep. That one was good. There's a lot of great songs on here. I remember Red Roses for a Blue Lady was a great track as well. But overall, this was a solid record. This is another one I got from that Colorado shop. Here's another one I got from there as well. Diana Ross. And this album, I have to listen to this again. I've listened to this just once or twice, but I have to listen to this again. This thing could be my jam. No joke there. This album is called Last Time I Saw Him. Great album. It's just straight black vinyl, but it's on the Motown record label. But some of you guys might have this in your collection as well. But a super soulful album, R&B. Diana Ross, just, I can kick it with you, homegirl. It was just a super great, relaxing album to listen to, and I'm sure I'm going to be listening to this one many times over. A lot of these records that I got from that shop were pretty decent price. They're between $1 and $3, so not bad at all. Next one that I got here, Guns N' Roses, very, very classic album. Their very first album, as a lot of you guys know. Guns N' Roses album there. This one I actually didn't get from a record store. I got this one from a Guitar Center, oddly enough. I'm sure you're going to hear me talk about certain stories like that every once in a while. But Guns N' Roses, what can you say about these guys? They're one of the classic rock bands that have been around. And, of course, this album, as a lot of you know, has the song Sweet Child of Mine, which is one of, of course, my all-time favorites. And the first cut on this album is Welcome to the Jungle. And so I will say I did buy this album mostly for those two particular songs, and I probably will end up listening to that album mostly for those two tracks. But a solid find, even if it wasn't a Guitar Center, so it was a remastered copy. Repress is what I meant to say, excuse me. Now this one here, this one has some really good sentimental value to me, because none of you guys will probably know this, these guys here. But this band is called Hundredfold. They were a local band that were here in Grand Junction where I live. And I don't know if you guys can actually read that pink writing there, but this was actually given to my grandmother and by my uncle, who was the lead singer in the band. But the very solid 70, late 70s, early 80s type album. Also, one of my good friends on here, Mark Wilkinson, who is a vocalist and drummer on here. Great singer, wonderful singer. But this is just a nice piece of history for me to have personally, because knowing a few of the people in that group, some being family and some being really good friends. So, next one up here. Told you I had a lot of records to go through. This one, John Lennon, the Imagine album. This one I'm going to have to get a better copy of. Unfortunately, this is one of the ones I got from a dollar, like a little festival, if you will, that got one of these from. And unfortunately, this copy, it's a good copy, but unfortunately the couple of the tracks on the first side are scratched pretty good, and I'll be the first to admit I did try to do a few remedies to try to fix the scratches. I was unsuccessful. I didn't really make the album better off, but no worse than what it was already in. So I'm going to be getting a better copy of that. But I actually have not listened all the way through to that record because that was my project record, and I tried to fix it. But of course, being a noob to vinyl and this whole community, I probably went through some of the same things you guys did trying to fix records. Nate King Cole, Stay As Sweet As You Are. And this is another gem. Highly recommend this album. This was a super amazing record. Stay Sweet As You Are, the title track. Amazing track. I gotta listen to a lot of these albums again. I'm getting, I don't have that many records as some as you guys yet, but I need to listen to this one again. Get Me to Church on Time. I remember that one being really good. Angel Eyes. Awesome track from him. Overall, solid record. I recommend this one highly. That's a great one right there. And the last one I'm going to show for part 1 of my March 2017 finds. This is another one that I got from that same local festival, a little event. Jimi Hendrix. The Jimi Hendrix Experience, Electric Ladyland. This copy is pretty beat up. You can even see that the record is falling through there. Definitely have to get a better copy of this one. This is another one that the record did actually have some scratches on it, I believe. No, actually, it was another Jimi Hendrix record I have. This one actually was pretty solid. This one just was very, even though it looks fairly clean when looking at it, from what I can say, it's pretty. There's some pretty good noise on it, but overall, highly enjoyable. I mean, how can you not enjoy a lot of the songs that were on this one, especially Gypsy Eyes? I remember that. It's good stuff. Voodoo Child, of course. Classic Jimi Hendrix. But as you can see, this copy is pretty beat up, but I'll be listening to this very soon again. But this is the end of part 1 of this finds that I got in March of 2017. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm having such a wonderful time being a part of this community and just making these videos for you guys. So thank you so much. We'll see you guys in the next video here. Just keep spinning that wax, and we will see you guys very soon. Thanks, guys.